All right, let's look at homework 6.2, problem number 10. All right, so we want to answer these questions about the function f of x equals quantity 6 minus x e to the negative x. All right, so let's do that. All right, so part A, we want to find the interval of increase or decrease. So let's do that. All right, so we need to take the derivative. So f prime of x is going to be equal to, right? So we have two things multiplied together. So I'm going to use the product rule. So derivative of the first is -1 times the second, e to the negative x, and a plus. Right, first guy is quantity 6 minus x, and multiplied by derivative of the second. So you have e to the negative x, and multiply by derivative inside, which is -1. Right? So clean it up a little bit. Let's see. So you have e to the negative x is in common. Right? So we have that. So I'm going to pull it out. So e to the negative x. Right? So what's left is going to be, so there's a -1, and then you have a -6. Right? So that would be -7. Right? Then you have a negative x, so that's going to be positive x. So you have positive x here, right? So set that equal to 0, and you can see that the exponential function is always positive here. So only way we can make that 0 would be x equals 7. Right, so that's the critical number. So we're going to do a number line. So draw a number line. Right? Then critical number is 7. Right? Then you look at the sign of f prime. Right? So we can try anything you want, like smaller than 7. I'll just use 1. So if you plug in 1, 1 minus 7 is negative, times positive is negative. So we have a negative sign here. Right? After 7, like 8. 8 minus 7 is positive. This is positive, so it's all positive. Right? So we can see that it's increasing on the interval from 7 to infinity, right? And then decreasing on negative infinity to 7. Right, so we have that. Right, then let's say find the interval concavity, so concave up and concave down. So we just have to take another derivative. So f double prime of x is equal to, right, so two things to multiply together. So derivative of the first guy is 1 times the second, e to the negative x, plus first guy is x minus 7 times the derivative of the second is e to the negative x multiplied by -1, just like before, right? Then clean that up, right? Again, e to the negative x are in common, so I'm going to write that down, right? Then what's left is going to be, right? So you're going to have, let's see, negative x, right? And you have to distribute that one too. So it's a negative x, right? And a negative 7, so positive 7, and another 1, so it's 8. Right? So set that equal to 0. So you can see that x is going to be equal to 8. Right? Then we'll do a number line again. Right? So here's x and 8. And we look at the sign of f double prime. Right? So if you plug in something smaller than 8, so 7, 8 minus 7 is positive, so it's positive here. Something bigger than 8, like 9, 8 minus 9 is negative, so it's negative here. Right? So we can see that if you look at the original function, right, the concavity here is concave upward, concavity here is concave downward. So we know that the concave up on interval from negative infinity to 8, right? Concave down on 8 to positive infinity, right? So we typically do not include endpoints for concavity, but for increasing, decreasing behavior, we include the endpoints. All right, so find the point of inflection. So you can see that the concavity changes at x equals 8. So we just have to find the corresponding point. So it's 8 comma, right? So f of 8 would be, all right, so 6 minus 8 is negative 2, and e to the negative 8. Right, you can write it as negative 2 on top and the e to the 8 on the bottom. So it's a negative 2 over e to the 8. All right, so let's type these guys in. All right, so we found that, let's see, so increasing on, all right, increasing on 7 to infinity. All right, so infinity. And the decreasing on negative infinity to 7. Right, so concave up on negative infinity to 8. Concave down on 8 to positive infinity. Right, then critical point is 8 comma, and the negative 2 over e to the 8. Right, so we have that. Right, so let's submit for testing. All right, it came back. We have part A correctly and part B correctly and part C correctly. Right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.